Hello, my name is Kritika Thanvi, and today I will read you the story of Tales of Hindu Gods and Goddesses. Read aloud. Today, from this book, I will read you the story The Golden Lotus. Narad was the chief messenger of the gods. Through a wise and learned sage, he had a terrible vice. He was a mischief monger to the hilt. He often created situations which would cause misunderstandings amongst people. When they quarreled, he felt happy at his handiwork. One day, while he was wandering around, he met Kantakmukhi, an old acquaintance of his, an apsara from heaven. Kantakmukhi had one thing in common with Narad. She too loved to create problems for others. "Oh, my dear friend Narad, how are you?" said Kantakmukhi with a smile on her face. Narad greeted her, and soon they were engrossed in a hearty talk. Amid peals of laughter, Kantakmukhi narrated incident after incident of her craftiness. Not to be left behind, Narad too described his misdoings with equal gusto. "I'm the best amongst the best in the art of mischief making," she announced proudly. In the distance, Narad could see Ganesha and Kartikeya approaching. With their fingers interlocked, the two brothers walked along merrily. "Let's put your prowess to the test," suggested Narad. "If you are really as good as you proclaim, then make these sons of Shiv quarrel with each other." Kantakmukhi readily took up the challenge. She dived into the nearby lake and transformed herself into a beautiful lotus. As Ganesha and Kartikeya came closer to the lake, they spotted the lotus. So exquisite was the flower that they both wanted it. The lotus was golden in color, and each and every petal sparkled and gleamed in the sun. As they stared in wonder at its beauty, the lotus spoke up. "I have been created specially for the son of Shiv and Parvati." Ganesha quickly plucked the flower and said, "The golden lotus belongs to me." "You heard what it said. The lotus has been created for the son of Shiv and Parvati. You are no real son. You are created out of the scurf of my mother's body," retorted Kartikeya, snatching the lotus from Ganesha's hand. "Watch your tongue, or else I'll pull it out," replied Ganesha in anger. Hidden behind some trees, Narad was enjoying himself. "Clever Kantakmukhi," thought Narad. "I have never been able to create discord between these brothers, but look at them squabbling right now." Kartikeya clenched his fist to box Ganesha, but Ganesha was too quick. He wrapped his trunk around Kartikeya, lifting him up high up in the air, and then threw him down. Now Kartikeya was not an ordinary god, but the god of war. He quickly got up to his feet and pulled out his spear. Ganesha took out his axe, and the two stood glowering at each other. Narad panicked. What had started as minor altercation had taken a nasty turn. If either of them got hurt, Shiva's wrath would know no bounds. Narad shuddered when he thought of what happened if he were become to the object of that fury. Narad rushed toward them and stood behind them. "Stop, both of you," he cried. "Is this the way to settle an argument? Why don't you set a condition? The one who will fulfill it first can take the golden lotus." Both Ganesha and Kartikeya agreed that it was a wise suggestion. Whoever takes 3 rounds of the world first will be entitled to the golden lotus, said Kartikeya. Do you agree, Ganesha? Ganesha nodded. Kartikeya's Vahan was the peacock. He immediately mounted it and took it off. The peacock is so swift, thought Kartikeya, patting the neck of the bird. By the time that pot-bellied brother of mine climbs onto that little mouse of his, I would have completed 1 round. The golden lotus is sure to be mine. Ganesha, in the meantime, mounted his mushak and slowly made way to where his parents were. Shiv and Parvati were seated on the cliff of a mountain where Ganesha approached them. He folded his hands and bowed before them. Then he took 3 rounds of the mountain and sat down to snack on some modaks. A few hours later, Kartikeya arrived, huffing, puffing, and sweating. He shouted, "I've done it! I've done it! I've completed the rounds! I've completed the rounds! I'm first!" "No, I am," said Ganesha, coolly popping another modak in his mouth. "You are busy eating sweets, and you say you're the first to complete this condition?" "How is it possible?" asked Kartikeya. Ganesha got up and said, "My parents are my entire world, and I have circled them around thrice." Before Kartikeya could say anything further, a voice from the skies announced, "Ganesha is the winner! But you are my brother, and I love you a lot. Here, keep the golden lotus," offered Ganesha. No, a flower is hardly worth fighting for. You have won it, and it rightfully belongs to you, said Kartikeya. The brothers hugged each other, and Kartikeya went off. Ganesha was the god of wisdom. He closed his eyes and soon identified the culprit responsible for the entire incident. He threw the golden lotus on the ground and chanted a special mantra. Immediately, Kantakmukhi appeared in her original form. "You crafty woman, you mischief monger, you wanted me to fight with my own brother? You are very fond of sowing thorns in the lives of others, aren't you? From now onwards, you will turn into the thorny bramble bush and will grow on earth. You don't deserve a place in heaven," cursed Ganesha. So that's how the bramble bush originated. Life went on. Then many years later, Ganesha decided to meditate for certain reasons. Indra didn't want this to happen. He sent the most beautiful of his apsaras, celestial dancers, to entice him and break his concentration. The apsaras got to work and started dancing before him. By chance, Ganesha was seated near a clump of gokru bushes. Kantakmukhi figured out what the apsaras were up to. She quickly spread the needle-like thorns of the gokru all around Ganesha. As the apsaras danced, the sharp thorns pricked their feet. Groaning and moaning, they fled. Ganesha had not opened his eyes, but the omniscient god knew that Kantakmukhi had helped him. He called her and she approached with folded hands. "Forgive me, I regret what I had done. People dislike the very sight of the thorny gokru bush. Please have mercy on me. I can't undo the curse, but I can make a small change," said Ganesha. "From now on, the fruit of your bush will be used for medicinal purposes. The gokru bush will always be dear to me, and during the festival of Ganesh Chaturthi, its fruit will be offered on my idol." Ganesha is supposed to have been born on the fourth day in the month of Bhadrapad, sometime in September. In western parts of India and especially in the state of Maharashtra, his birthday is celebrated in the form of a 10-day long festival called Ganesh Chaturthi. Huge idols of Ganesha are installed and for 10 days various cultural events are organized. On the last day, the idol is immersed in a well, river, or the sea amidst great rejoicing. Here is the bramble bush, which is Ganpati Bappa's favorite, and its fruit is offered on Ganesh Chaturthi.